we had some debate over this. Um, for a while, Iggy has wanted to talk about road trips and how he funds them and fund funds them and why. A dear friend of ours um, in Santa Rosa, Dr. Gary Furness, said it's Iggy's business and he shouldn't talk about it. But Iggy feels he'd like to, and I think it's really a compliment to the people who tune into his YouTube channel. So, Iggy, why don't you tell him? Let me give you one more thing. When I was working at the Chronicle and the Santa Rosa Press Democrat, I traveled all over, and I also went to an Olympics in Australia. Obviously, the newspapers paid for me. I had it. They paid my room, they paid for my meals, and they paid for my flights. Iggy, how do you work it?
Yeah, well, I mean, they pay for all the other journalists too. But when I was at the PD, they didn't pay for the stuff, and I didn't go. And when I first went to SI, they didn't pay for stuff, and I didn't go. But I've been going recently, and some people may think that it's because SI is sending me all of a sudden. No, absolutely not. And I wouldn't expect them to. It's very, very expensive to send a journalist all around the country with the team. I pay for myself. And the reason I can pay, which it's a lot of money to all these trips, flights, cars, rooms, I can afford it because of the people who watch me. Essentially, my YouTube channel funds my ability to cover the team. And it seems only fair for me to take the money that I get from people who donate and watch through the ad revenue and put it back into covering the football team. And so the way I look at it is I will spare no expense covering this team. And in that sense, I got to think that I'm as invested or more in covering this team than anyone.
I wonderful. I love what you said. I'd like to add, I think the people who watch you send you.
Yes. You guys are the reason I'm in West Virginia and then I'm going to Atlanta. And it just occurred to me, I shouldn't be missing any of these games because I would profit more by staying home and just keeping all the money. But I want to spend the money that you guys send to me, give to me on this team and make the channel and the coverage better. So that's a choice I make.
And I would add one other thing. SI.com or whatever they call it these days, Fan Nation, they contribute too because people watch you there.
Absolutely.
You earn
That's
money
true.
And your credential does not come from YouTube. It
That's
comes
true.
From Sports Illustrated, Fan Nation.
And I actually make good money with SI.com. I love working for them, and the pay structure there is phenomenal. But I don't need them to pay for me. I don't.
What I'm saying
I'm lucky enough.
Are paying for you.
Yes, they are. It's true. It's true. In a way, it's true. That's a good point. It's not like getting expensed or whatever, but whatever, reimbursed. No.
No, you have a fan base there too, and it's very big.
Yes.
And, so what I'm saying is you're going as a combo of YouTube and SI.com. Would you agree with that?
Yes. And what's great is so many people watch, so many people are so generous that it's not a problem at all. I'm happy to do all this and spend all this money and go across the country. And I just bought a house too. So things are okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, your friends on the beat, like a good friend of yours, like Nick Wagoner, he doesn't pay his own way. ESPN pays for him.
Yeah, that's how I would imagine that there are very few beat writers who would actually pay their own way. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I want everybody to know that Grant, I'm going to call him Grant at this moment, is really invested in giving coverage for you because you are sending him. And I got to tell you, I'm so proud of him. I am.
For one example, like The Athletic, they have 2 beat writers. They have to switch off road trips. They don't both get to go anymore. And it's, I understand it. Neither one's going to pay to go on their own, but they don't have my situation. So I don't need anyone to send me.
Iggy, The Athletic is 2 beat writers. It's Matty Barrows.
Mm-hmm. And David Lombardi.
I don't know who David Lombardi is. I haven't heard of him.
Yeah.
So you're saying Matt Barrows does not make every road trip?
No, he doesn't. He's out here now, though, and Lombardi isn't. But I'm sure they'll switch eventually.
Really?
Yeah. I know. It's crazy. Matt Barrows isn't on. Matt Barrows has been doing this a long time. He's like a Niners beat writer Hall of Famer, and now he does half of them.
Matt Barrows, I just have to say, he's a friend of mine, and I don't know this David Lombardi. I hadn't heard of him till now, but this Matt Barrows is really good.
Yeah.
And he went to the University of Virginia and wrote his English thesis on Jane Austen, who is my all-time favorite writer. So Matt Barrows and I have a love of Jane Austen together.
It seems like these these news outlets are sending their writers less and less. Like Dieter with San Jose Mercury News, he doesn't get to travel. I mean, the San Jose Mercury News doesn't send their columnists traveling. I think year after year they're going to be slashing more and more of their travel budget, and the people that cover on the road are going to be people that pay their own way. And to do that, you better have a really successful YouTube channel or a nice job with SI.com.
Yes. So that's interesting. I didn't know about Barrows. And I got to tell you, if you happen to see him in West Virginia, tell him Lowell says, gee, I'm really sorry, because he should be on every road trip.
Just like Matt Mayoko. I mean, they're the two OGs that I would say. I mean, Barrows been doing this for 20 years. 20 years.
Is Mayoko there?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah. Wow, that really bothers me. That
me too.
Barrows isn't there.
But it's just the nature of the business right now. It gets worse and worse.
The point is, Grant, you're ahead of the curve.
I'm free of it. Yeah.
You're free of that.
I'm free of it.
Pay in your own way. You're not beholden, and you're able to do it, and you're doing it because of the people who are watching it right now. Us.
Yeah. Right now. So I just wanted to tell you people that I really appreciate it. And when you see me on the road, you can take pride in the fact that you sent me.
Yeah.
You enable my coverage. Thank you so much. Casey, you're a member. Thank you very much. Antonio says, I'm from Mexico. I want you, Grant. You want Grant. I can recommend some. Oh, I do. I will gladly do it. Just give me the okay. Love your show. Yeah, I'm going with my wife to Mexico City for the game. So let me know. DM me. That would be great. Niners First Take says, non-football question for you. What does it feel like to give people exposure on your platform just to have them big league you? It's okay. It's all right. I understand. I like launching people, and I don't launch people to tear them down 2 years later if we have a falling out or something, because we might be friends 2 years down the line. I welcome all collaborators and competitors. It's the nature of the business. It's all good.
What does big league mean?
I don't know what he means in this sense. I assume he thinks he's, people that work with me that eventually stop working with me.
Well, what I want to say is Iggy is from California and I'm from New York, and I'm can feel bitter very quickly, and Iggy has a much more forgiving temperament. I saw that Iggy gave people a start, a lot of people, and when the thing happened with Kinlaw, a lot of the people he gave a start went after Iggy. And I was very angry about that. There's one guy in particular who's taken shots at Iggy. You probably don't want me to use his name. I'd love to.
Let's not.
Okay. I mean, I'm a prick. I would
right,
like to.
Right.
But I can never forgive this guy. And there is no way in my life he could ever walk back over the boundary. This one guy. It was gratuitous what he did. And Iggy gave him a big shot, and he at getting his puny name known, and he should have at least kept his mouth shut. So, big league, how about screw over?
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know exactly which one you're talking about, because there's a few that could fit that description, but the way I felt was, look, I never asked anyone to defend me during that time, but people that I put on and launched to all of a sudden go on Twitter and say that, you don't necessarily agree with how I do my work, or I was wrong. It's like, okay, well, hey, good luck. You're on your own. You just jumped out of the nest, and I wish you all the best. Frank Hanna says, you doing MXC? Tickets are impossible. I am. I booked a place to stay. I don't know if I booked a flight yet. I should probably do that. Carol says, so important today to support local journalism. Well, you guys are supporting it right now. Thank you very much. This is a new way to support it.
I have something to say. This is local journalism.
Yeah.
What's happening is newspapers are on their in the death rattle right now. Mm-hmm. When I was at Chronicle, our the paper had subscribers. I mean, the paper, not we didn't even have internet, of over 600,000. We were one of the largest papers in the country. Now there's 60,000. They've lost 90%. Now they have websites, but they don't generate the money that the paper does. And so it's dying. And I think what journalism now is entrepreneurs like Grant.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm curious to see how how many people are going to be independent entrepreneurs in 5 years? And if it's a lot, how are we going to get credentials? What's the process going to be like?
Yeah.
Do you have to have a job? I wonder. Black Orchid 772 says, thank you for your coverage. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Where can I DM you? So excited. BTW big fan. Email me. GrantCohn at Gmail. That's simple enough. One word, GrantCohn at Gmail. Lowell with the fresh cut. Yeah, we went last week.
Yeah, I always forget to get haircuts, and every once in a while, Iggy and his wife Swasti take me in hand. So when Iggy goes to this barber in Oakland, he takes me, and I got a haircut. Not that I have a lot of hair.